Is getting sore post-workout really an indication of gaining strength or building muscle? Many of us often enjoy the feeling of fatigue after a long training session or even different bouts of cardio. We oftentimes couple this with phrases like, "it's good for my body," or "no pain, no gain." But are these statements really true? And what's actually happening when we're feeling sore? What's going on, you guys? I wanted to make this quick condensed video just to go over soreness post-workout. Soreness post-workout seems to be the goal for not only your typical gym bro, but also a soccer mom who wants to feel accomplished after her morning workout, and even a D1 athlete who thinks that being sore in their off-season will lead to greater performance down the line. Many individuals often describe the feeling of soreness as stiffness, tightness, and overall lack of mobility. Post-workout soreness, or DOMS, which stands for Delayed Onset Muscle Soreness, is a condition that just about everyone has experienced post-workout, but there's been very little research actually done on specifying the exact cause of DOMS. In a study done back in 1984 by R.B. Armstrong, DOMS is defined as the sensation of discomfort or pain in the skeletal muscle that occurs following unaccustomed muscular exertion. DOMS generally can occur all around the muscle belly, and depending on the specific exercise you choose, you can feel it in different portions of the muscle belly due to certain exercise having higher emphasis on certain parts of the muscle. DOMS generally takes anywhere from about 24 to 72 hours to peak and can last up to several days. DOMS seems to most frequently come about from the eccentric portion of a movement, but it's not limited to only eccentrics. Concentric movements can also cause DOMS. This is thought to be due to the fact that there are fewer motor units involved in the eccentric contractions than there are in the concentric contractions. This also seems to give some clarity as well as to why we're able to handle more weight or tension in the eccentric portion of a lift as opposed to the concentric portion of the lift. Essentially, since there's less motor units, your body only has but a few in the lowering portion of the lift, and therefore they can handle more because there are fewer to respond. And since there are fewer to respond, they tax more quickly than the concentric ones do. The most common widespread thought of the causation of DOMS is lactic acid buildup, but the literature doesn't really seem to support this. DOMS appears to be a product of inflammation caused by tears in the connective tissue that results in muscular pain. So in other words, the pain that you're feeling from being sore post-workout are from actual tears happening within the muscle belly. So the question still is, does getting sore post-workout symbolize muscular strength or growth? As far as muscular growth goes, yes and no. DOMS is related to muscle damage, which is known to be one of the many ways to accumulate muscle mass. In another Schoenfeld research study, mechanical tension and metabolic stress seem to also be prevalent factors in producing muscular hypertrophy. We must remember that relation does not mean causation. Prolonged and exaggerated muscle soreness can be extremely detrimental to muscle growth as well. Muscle soreness can potentially decrease your body's force production up to 50% or more. A rather serious condition called rhabdomyolysis, or rhabdo for short, can result due to extreme versions of DOMS. According to WebMD, rhabdo is defined as a serious syndrome due to direct or indirect muscle injury. It results from the death of muscle fibers and release the content into the bloodstream. This can be rather serious and lead to renal failure if not caught early enough. Now, this is a little crazy, but I myself have actually experienced rhabdo. Back in early 2017, I was actually doing CrossFit as my main form of fitness, and I actually completed a few other vigorous type workouts prior to enduring a really long CrossFit workout known as Murph. It was tradition at the gym that I went to that we do Murph every Memorial Day, and at the end of it, I was extremely fatigued, definitely overworked, and I woke up the next morning feeling pretty sore. My symptoms worsened, which eventually led me to take a trip to the ER, and I was later diagnosed with rhabdo. I was unable to feed myself due to the swelling in my arms. My wife actually had to feed me, and in all, I was hospitalized for roughly 5 days to ensure that the swelling subsided and also to monitor my kidneys. Post-rhabdo left me with the inability to exercise for nearly a month. And once I was able to get back, I had to reteach myself many motor patterns that I had done for years. In particular, I remember I had to teach myself how to do a pull-up again. And I know that maybe not everyone has the capability of doing a pull-up, but growing up as a gymnast, this was something I had done since I was probably 5 years old. It was almost like relearning how to walk in a sense. Obviously, relearning how to walk is probably way more strenuous than relearning how to do a pull-up. Again, it was just a motor pattern I was very accustomed to that I could no longer do. I wouldn't wish the sensations that I had upon anyone. If you're you're watching this, you're already more than likely aware of where you should be as far as effort goes for your exercise. When it comes to strength, since DOMS can reduce your force production up to 50% or more of its usual capacity, I would definitely say this is not necessarily a definite sign of increased strength. Less force production for a strength athlete ultimately means less potential weight moved for someone like a power lifter or a strongman. Now, this doesn't mean that if you're in any sort of strength sport, if strength is your focus, that you shouldn't be getting sore, but it might be more beneficial to avoid these type of activities that cause soreness a substantial amount prior to your next contest or event. In all, if you're training with a high amount of intensity and a high amount of volume, DOMS might not be completely avoidable, especially if you're overloading or in an overreaching phase. But a few things can help reduce the effects of DOMS, like foam rolling, massage, and most notable is actually repeating what you did to pretty much become sore in the first place, but to a much lesser degree. Massage is shown to help reduce the effects of DOMS up to 30%, and just anywhere from about 20 or so minutes of foam rolling can substantially help recover and alleviate some of the tenderness that you would encounter from DOMS. And muscular activity seems to be the main reliever of DOMS, though the pain may still continue after. As I mentioned earlier, DOMS is more or less just a byproduct. Like I also said, correlation does not mean causation. If your goal is to gain muscle or to get stronger, actively seeking to be sore post-workout should not be your primary goal. Focusing on the tension of the muscle group, essentially like a mind-muscle connection, the metabolic stress or lactic acid buildup that you're getting intra-workout, focusing also on your fatigue of that muscle group will definitely help in making sure that you're shooting more towards your hypertrophy or strength goals and can be a better focus rather than thinking about getting sore post-workout. If DOMS does occur, it's not the end of the world. Sometimes it's completely unavoidable. Just making sure that you have your focus in the right area will definitely help. Thank you guys again for tuning into this video. Be sure to smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'm going to be posting a lot of videos. I'm going to try to make sure I continue to fill you guys with some more content. So definitely more to come, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.